Hello, hello! If you would like to join me for a chat about One Book July, then stay tuned. Hey y'all, so I figured I would come on here. It is already, let's see, today is July 14th, so we're about halfway through the month. And I haven't done anything about One Book July. So I figured I would pop on here and do a video and maybe a little bit of a walkthrough. I wanted to show you guys a couple of things that I made that I'm excited about and call it a day. So yes, One Book July. So asking for a friend, do you guys participate? Do you guys feel like some of the planner trends are gimmicks to push products? Or do you feel like they are genuine ways to help you process different things or use your planner in different ways? I'm really curious what the general planner community feels, and I will share my thoughts, but I really do want to hear what your thoughts are over things like One Book July and All the Books August and journal prompts and all of the things. So I am really curious what you guys think about it. What do I think about it? Well, it's July 14th and I haven't done anything on One Book July. Why is that? I'm really not into it this year. So I'm kind of in, I would say, and it's funny because I want to say planner funk, but it's not really a planner funk, because the reality for me is that for the past 7 months, I have truly finally found something that works for me. And that's kind of weird. So, you know, when you kind of hit that spot where things are feeling like you've got your planning system down, then you feel a bit irrelevant. So let's just get right into what's working for me and go from there. So you guys have seen this before. This is my B6 or Estelle Classic. These will be restocked in July. I hesitate to give a date. This is actually my second time videoing this video, and the first time that I videoed it, I gave a date and talked about it, and then the date was moved. So I'm just gonna say hopefully sometime in July and leave it at that. But let's look at the couple of things that I made that I'm super excited about. So Planet Char inspired me to press my own flowers and make some of my own goodies for the inside of my planner, and I just wanted to show you guys how they came out. I think they're beautiful, and they were super fun to make, a little bit stressful. And this is another question that I have for you guys. So straight up, my laminator is a jerk and I really need to replace it. I had this beautiful setup, not this one, but a different one, all ready to laminate, and literally my laminator just ate it. And I was so upset because it took me like 5 weeks to press the flowers, and I was devastated that it literally ate it. So this is one that Planet Char made. I showed it in a haul video, but I just think pressed flowers are absolutely gorgeous and I absolutely love them. And then this is one more that I made as a weekly tab, and as you can see, I just keep it with a piece of washi tape there because it comes off easy. This is a old Planner Society tab, And then, you know me, I have to have purple, but I added the yellows and the greens for a little bit of a summery feel, and I absolutely adore it. And so, yeah, so I just kind of keep it in there for the marking of the beginning of my week. And I love that it's kind of see-through, so if I write anything here, I can still see it. So it's great. So back to the whole One Book July thing. So for the most part, I am already using this as my main planner, but I also use this as well. So this is a Hobonichi Weeks. I use it for an overview planner. And as you can see, like whenever I have appointments, I plug them in here. I process my weekly to-dos, which I try and transfer them. So I do like the whole week on this side, and then I try and break them up into days and transfer them into my B6 or Estelle Daily Classic. That's a lot of words. But unfortunately, I don't always. Some of my projects or tasks, like, let's see, like start homeschool planning here. And actually, let me zoom you guys in. So sometimes my tasks they're like gonna take me more than a day. And so if I plug them here in the week, I might have to write them down multiple days in my daily, because like homeschool planning is not a day thing. That's not something I am gonna get done in one day. So I definitely need to kind of break that up over the course. And doing that, it just helps me, like when I put it here for my weekly, it's like, okay, I really need to try and get this done this week. It doesn't always happen, but you know, wishful thinking. So I'm absolutely loving having this overview planner. And I'm currently using the Hobonichi Weeks. I'm waiting for next month to see what Hobonichi releases for the Hobonichi Weeks. I don't know if I'm going to use it again, or if I'm going to just go ahead, and I'm going to pull this out real quick, if I'm going to just go ahead and use the Kinbor. And I did do, these are some other little pretties that I made. These ones actually are part of the ones that got eaten. And I kind of just pulled them apart. Like, see how beautiful that would have been, but see how it's all kind of crinkled, and that's because my jerk of a laminator. But anyway, sorry, bunny trail. I really love the Kinbor because of the fact that it doesn't have the writing at the bottom, and I can utilize the whole page. That is a huge bonus for me. And so I think I may get away from Hobonichi Weeks, and I may just go straight Kinbor next year. We shall see. I don't know. I would prefer a hardcover. I am being told that Kinbor does make that weekly in a hardcover, so that's more of what I would want. But we'll see what happens. So, so definitely loving having the overview planner. For me, I don't really decorate. I put down a few stickers here and there, and but this is not going to get chunked up. So because it really isn't, I don't really need the Tomoe River paper. So yeah, so on the side note, there is another little pretty I made for the week, and I just think it is so cute. I just used rose petals and another weekly tab. And then let's see, I did this one. That one is super, super cute. I love it. And then I made this little pouch. Y'all, when I actually succeed at making some of these things, I'm just like so proud of myself. I didn't have to spend the money to buy them. So Planet Char gives these like lacy, I'm not really sure what they are. She puts them in, I think, really just to stiffen up the package, but they're absolutely beautiful and super functional because you can use them in your planner. But I made this pouch and I love it. And so my laminator didn't eat this one, thankfully. So I was able to get a gorgeous pouch out of this. And then I just keep stickers and some post-it notes in there. And I do need to load it up with a few more stickers. And yeah, so I can kind of keep that in there. I absolutely love it. And then I made one more. Where is it? Right here. Then I made this one, which kind of matches the front cover. And I love it. It's so stinking cute. Okay, sorry. I just had to. I had to, because, you know, whenever I can, like, add some pretties, and I just sort of feel like I've kind of upped my pocket game just a smidge. It just makes me happy because I'm so terrible at decorating pockets. And I did also get, and I'll show you guys this really quick as well. I got this little pocket sailor pen. This is, I purchased it used, and that's why I know I said in one of my previous videos I'm not a huge sailor fan, and I'm still not a huge sailor fan. I'm not going to say I completely dislike them. I do just feel like some of the top threes, Pilot, Sailor, and why is my brain not thinking of the third one, Platinum, I feel like they're a bit overpriced and just a smidge overhyped. I'm putting it out there. But so I don't want to pay like $300 for a pocket pen, because to me that's crazy. So I got this one used. It's really like a mauve. It's like a pinky purpley color, and I love it. I would say as far as pinks go, this is probably in my like favorite pink category. So yeah, I got this for a crazy steal used, and so that's why I bought it. So I'm not being a hypocrite as far as saying. And I like having pocket pens in this weekly because it just feels it feels slimmer, and I can still snap it on the tightest snap. So yeah, I like my weeks to stay slim and sleek. I don't want it to be fat and difficult to carry, because this baby is, I'm only in July. Yeah, that thing's getting fat. So needless to say, that's going to be difficult to get all the way to December. So yeah, so for me, One Book July doesn't really work because I really need to be able to use this here on my desk and process out the things that I need to process, and then take this one with me and have it as an overview planner. And the reality is, as well as that, I use other planners. You saw this one. I don't know if I'm keeping this cover still. I'm just waiting to see if it grows on me. I really like that I can keep this pen in there, and that's probably the biggest reason why I'm keeping it so far. But this is actually something I've been using for processing out business stuff, and as well as processing volunteer work. So yeah, so for now it's working. I don't know, but I have other planners, you know. So I have my husband's business planner, I have my full business planner, which I do kind of need to keep in rings. It's a bit difficult to do that in a bound book, which I do prefer a bound book for planning, but with business, when you really need to like move pages around and stuff like that, it's hard to do that in a bound book. So my main planning, I prefer bound books hands down, but there are reasons why I need ringed planners. So that's that. So One Book July, in my opinion, 2 or 3 years ago, I guess maybe it was 3 years ago now, I did One Book July like faithfully for the first time. Now, so One Book July it's sort of morphed a little bit. I think originally it had a lot to do with Ryder Carroll's book, The Bullet Journal Method, and what kind of like really using that bullet journal method, which does not, like his traditional bullet journal method does not work for me. I will say I adore watching people that it does work for, because it's like aesthetically pleasing to me to look at, but it doesn't work for my brain. So, and the fact that I really don't want super personal things in my planners. I keep those for my journals and I keep those separate. So, and obviously for multiple reasons, like I'm not gonna sit here on YouTube and flip through my planner when I have like massively personal things in it. I mean, that's definitely not happening. And then on top of that, and I mean, and I do have some personal things like in my logs, but they're not like it makes no difference if they go public and people see it like that, you know, those types of things. But I'm not gonna have like specific family events or just some of those really personal things. I'm not going to keep them in my planner. So in the bullet journal method with Ryder Carroll, they kind of do that. And so that just doesn't work for me. But if it works for you, that's totally great. But yeah, it's just not one of those things that work for me. And so I think that that's kind of how it started. But then it sort of morphed into let's just use one planner and kind of hone in on that one planner and use it for the month and see how you feel. Which really, when it comes to that, I think that part of it is a great idea. Because a few years ago, and you can really scroll back and watch my One Book July that I did it faithfully, I think I used a B6. I can't remember if it was a B6 or a Hobonichi Weeks, but I think it was a B6. And when I did it, and yes, I did. I'm thinking about it now. Yes, it was a B6. When I did it and I used just that, that is when I truly figured out that B6 was my love. And that is the size. That is my absolute favorite. Everybody's different. Like our brains work so differently. So, some people love the standard, and some people love the Hobonichi Weeks, and some people love A5, and some people love personal rings. All of those things are totally okay. What I really would love to see in the planner community, and don't get me wrong, changing covers and kind of keeping the same planner system, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But what I would love to see more is people really getting a system that they adore and just doing like what I am today. I'm, you know, like this is working for me. It's worked for me for 7 months and I'm so happy about it. Again, there's nothing wrong with changing covers, because like I like to change covers like my pocketbooks all the time. Nothing wrong with that at all. But the like whole planner confusion thing, I don't know. In some ways it does feel a bit, gimmicky's not the right word, but you know, it feels a bit forced, you know, like there's a confusion, and then people will post things that work really well for them, and then people are like, oh, so-and-so inspired me to go, you know, like you go from a personal wide that is working for you to a pocket TN and you completely change your system. You're in it for like a week and you're so confused, and I guess maybe that's And for some people, it's like the process of figuring it out, and that's okay too. Like if you know for sure you're just changing all these sizes because you're really trying to figure out what works for you, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I guess what I'm saying is don't change your planning system just because someone popular on Instagram puts up a couple of really pretty pictures of their system. Do what works for you. And okay, if changing your system like that all the time is actually working for you, then don't listen to anything that I just said and stick to it. That's okay. I'm not slamming the people that change their systems because I've done it plenty. But One Book July did actually help me figure out that a bound book and a B6 were my jam. Now, whether or not I changed the type of bound book, like right now I'm using the Aura Estelle B6 Daily Classic Planner, which is such a mouthful, or if I'm using just a B6ology, or if I'm using a Wonderland 222. They're all bound books. They're all B6. One's a little bit smaller, but still a B6. So that's fine. Like if I'm changing within that system, at least I know that I'm still in my love, which means B6 bound book. Now, do I get the itch to use rings for my planning system? Absolutely. Do I have one on standby in case I get the itch to use rings for my planning system? Hello. Yes, I do. So that's okay too. Like if you're just like, I need a change. I know I love the B6 bound book. I know that that's my happy place, but I just need a change for a while, then do it. Just do it because you know that it's just like a brain thing. Like for a while you just need that change and then you'll probably go right back to B6 bound books. This is me that I'm talking about. So this year I really have just said, you know what? I'm going to use my ringed planner for other things and I'm going to stick to what I know I love and what works well for me. So there you have it. That's kind of it in a nutshell. For me, I know it was really chatty. As far as One Book July, I do believe it serves a good purpose to help you kind of figure out and hone in what you love and what can work well for you. The original One Book July with Writer Carol's bullet journal method, not so much for me, but like I said, I love seeing when it does work for somebody because I just think it's really cool to look at, but it just doesn't work for my brain. So yeah, I mean, I have to say, I was surprised. I have been surprised that this worked for me because when I went to the Wonderland 222, I really was hoping that that was going to be my happy place, but it wasn't. And then coming here and landing on this, I've finally found, knock on wood, I finally found elusive planner piece. Whether or not that sticks forever, I don't know. You know, I don't think personally that planner piece is a permanent thing, but it certainly is good for me right now. So what works for you guys? Can you do One Book July? Can you stick to one book and figure out where your jam is, what you love, and what you really enjoy? Or do you just prefer to just change it up all the time because that's just you? You just prefer that. And again, that's okay if that's where you're at. Just don't let people influence that. You know, if you know you need to change for yourself, that's fine. But be you and do what works for you. Don't try and be IG person number one and do what IG person number one does every time just because it's popular. Because that to me is just a waste of time. So just being honest here today. Let me know what your thoughts are. Does One Book July work for you? Don't forget to mash that like button. It really helps me get my videos out there and helps my channel to grow. I appreciate each and every one of you, whether you One Book July or you don't One Book July. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!